behalf of administration, faculty, and staff, welcome to our 2023 commencement ceremony. I am Melanie Bolden Morris, your principal. I am excited to say that I'm a proud product of Glade Central Community High School, class of 1989, under the great leadership of the late Dr. Effie C. Greer. This is a prestigious ceremony and honor our graduates by silencing your cell phones and electronic devices. Please refrain from using noisemakers and do not leave your seats to take pictures. A professional photographer is taking pictures during the ceremony. Our students have prepared speeches that will exemplify their hard work and dedication to learning. We must give the disclaimer that the student speeches do not reflect the endorsement, sponsorship, position, or expression of the Palm Beach County School District. At this time, please stand and join me in welcoming the class of 2023. Seniors, please face forward and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Xavier Gilliard in English, D. Nelson Philemon in Creole, and friend Kelly Pochaco in Spanish, followed by the national anthem by the Glade Center Community High School Band under the leadership of Mr. Robert Pace.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moi fais serment fidèle à drapeau États-Unis dans l'Amérique là, à la République qui représente une seule nation, en bas bon Dieu, indivisible, avec liberté et justice pour tout le monde.
Yo prometo lealtad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y a la república que representa, una nación bajo Dios, indivisible, con libertad y justicia para todos.
Thank you, Xavion, De Nelson, and Frank Kelly, and GC Band. Audience, students, you may be seated at this time. To the class of 2023, parents, family members, and invited guests, I stand before you honored to serve as principal. I would like to thank the teachers and the staff for doing their best to serve our students and creating better opportunities for them. Mrs. Susan Mushock and Nurse Susan McCarley, please stand. Mrs. Mushock is retiring after 32 years in public education. Nurse Susan is retiring after 25+ years in the Glades area. Congratulations on your well-deserved retirement. You have given more than what was required, and for that, we are grateful. Finally, parents, family members, and the great residency of our community, thank you for being so supportive. It is my honor to introduce our platform guests. Please stand as I call your name. Audience, please hold your applause until all names are called. Mr. Mike Burke, Superintendent of Schools. Mr. Ed Tierney, Deputy Superintendent, Chief of Schools. Mrs. Marsha Andrews, District 6 Board Member. Ms. Shantoya Bernard, General Counsel. Ms. Danya Roberts, Attorney, Take Stock in Children Mentor. Dr. Angela Best, School Justice Department. Dr. Monique McTeer, Instructional Superintendent, Glaze Region. Ms. Angela Moore, Superintendent, Glaze Region. Vivian Green, Instructional Superintendent, Central Regional. Ms. Diane Howard, Principal of Crossroads Academy. Dr. Charlene Ford, Principal of West Tech. Mr. Joe Cowles, Mayor of South Bay. Mr. Steve Wilson, Mayor of Belglade, and Ms. Mary O. Evans, retired Glade Central Principal and Tri-City members. I would also like to acknowledge our other special dignitaries who have supported our students throughout their school years. Please stand to be recognized. Chandra Dowers, Principal of Gladeview. Kim Thomason, Principal of Gold. Dr. Sandra Moreau, Principal, Pioneer Park. Mr. Bruce Hightower, Principal of Rosenwald Elementary. And Dr. Carl Gibbons, Principal of Lakeshore Middle. I would also like to recognize Glade Central Advisory Council, my SAC members, and Lakeshore Junior Senior High Bobcats, classes 1956 through 1970. Thank you. Please stand and give them a round of applause. Thank you for your support over the years. You have been an instrumental part of our educational journey. They could not have made it thus far without your leadership. And now, I welcome to the podium Ms. Kirky Clark. Ms. Clark will be attending University of Florida, majoring in nursing with a minor in psychology. Her future aspirations is to become a nurse practitioner. Ms. Clark.
Michael J. Burke, Superintendent of the School District of Palm Beach County. As the superintendent of the A-rated school district of Palm Beach County, Mr. Michael Burke is passionate about ensuring academic excellence and paving the way to postgraduate success for the district's more than 170,000 students who attend 180 district-operated schools. He is deeply committed to the school board's mission to educate, affirm, and inspire each student in an equity-embedded school system. As superintendent of the 10th largest district in the nation, Mr. Burke also oversees Palm Beach County's largest workforce. The district employs about 23,000 people. Now, please join me in welcoming our superintendent, Mr. Michael Burke.
Thank you, Ms. Clark, for that nice introduction. And while it's hard for me to say, go Gators. I wish you all the best at the University of Florida. Well, looking good, Glade Central High School class of 2023. Congratulations, you're almost free. Free to pursue the next chapter of your life. Parents, family members, friends, and school district staff, please join me in a huge round of applause for these amazing graduates. All right, go Raiders. So I just want to share real quick. I've been superintendent for 2 years now. I've been with the school district for over 25 years. But upon becoming superintendent, I have to thank board member Marcia Andrews. She took me out to the Tri-Cities and introduced me to all three mayors and to Ms. Evans. And I just want to thank the community. We enjoy a great relationship. There's no community that supports our public schools more. And I'm just really fortunate and pleased to be a part of the ceremony and working with our great partners that you heard introduced earlier on the platform. But back to the graduates. Today is your graduation day. It's a day you'll always remember, and it's my great honor to stand before you as your proud superintendent on what is undeniably one of the best days of your life. Graduates, this is a huge milestone. Please remember this feeling of pride and accomplishment. You earned this through your hard work, dedication, and perseverance. That is the recipe for success, and you have proven to everyone here this evening that you can accomplish a major life goal. You know, when it came time to write this speech, I did something I know you all would probably never do. I turned to ChatGPT, and I said, ChatGPT, give me an inspirational, humorous high school commencement speech. And it was pretty incredible. This ChatGPT's artificial intelligence, it cranked out a speech in seconds. And it was well written and free of typos, but something was missing. It was missing the human experience. No algorithm can replicate life. We're all unique, and life is unpredictable. Now, you are going to hear some great speeches tonight from a few of your classmates. The shared experiences you all have from attending school together are far more entertaining than anything artificial intelligence could ever produce. It also doesn't hurt that they're incredible students. I have to warn the parents out there tonight, you're going to hear some GPAs announced that are humbling to say the least. When I look back to my own GPA back from the class of 1985, it cannot compete with the class of 2023. But in my defense, I did take PE all 4 years of high school. So, beyond the academics, I am very impressed with the class of 2023 for who they are. I find them to be very thoughtful, quick to praise others, and recognize that they did not get here on their own today. Graduates, please take a moment to reflect on how your parents, your family, your friends, teachers, mentors, coaches, and others who support encouragement made today possible. Please give these important people who've inspired you, taken care of you, and always had your back a big round of applause. We all believe in you. And the most important thing is that you believe in yourself. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunities available to you as a high school graduate. Think big and pursue your dreams, whether it be college, the armed services, career and technical education, or straight into the workforce. Keep pushing yourself to reach your goals. There will be many more best days ahead. Do not let any fear of failure get in your way. Consider this. Our greatest basketball players of all time, Mr. Michael Jordan, throughout his career, he shot 49.7%. LeBron James is shooting 50.5%. And closer to home, Mr. Jimmy Butler is shooting 51.8%. So let's go Heat. But I say all that just to point out that these gentlemen, who are the greatest in the game, miss about half their shots. You know, not every shot you take is going to swish through the net. But you keep shooting, right? And you keep plugging away, and you keep pursuing your dream, and you will get there. Soon you'll move up from being a high school senior to alumni of Glade Central High School in the school district of Palm Beach County. We have been handing out diplomas for over 100 years, and there is no class that deserves this honor more than the class of 2023. On behalf of Board Member Andrews and our entire school board, congratulations, and we wish you all the best in life. I'm going to leave you all with a short video. Please pay attention. You might see some familiar faces, and it'll be my honor to shake your hand a little bit later in the program. Thank you very much.
I had a dream so big and loud, I jumped so high, touched the clouds. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I stretched my hands out to the sky, we danced with monsters through the night. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I'm never gonna look back, no, I'm never gonna give it up, no, please don't wake me now. This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life. This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life. This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life.
Thank you, Ms. Clark and Mr. Burt. And now, our salutatorian. The salutatorian for the class of 2023 is Ms. Janika Sims. Ms. Sims will graduate with a Val-Sal cumulative weighted GPA of 4.74. Mrs. Sims will attend the University of Central Florida, where she will major in early childhood education and development with a minor in health service administration and become a child life specialist. Please welcome the class of 2023 salutatorian, Ms. Janika Sims.
Welcome, friends, families, teachers, administration, dignitaries, and my fellow classmates. We are at the end. We have achieved one of our greatest milestones yet, graduation. Let me say this clearly. This is an accomplishment that we should not take lightly. Whether we procrastinated about our psychology case study 2 hours before it was due on a Tuesday night, or completed our document source analysis during our 30-minute lunch break, we somehow got it done. This has allowed us all to be here, experiencing the celebration of our hard work. When I was told that my speech had to be at least 5 minutes, I froze because I thought it could be as short as I desired. Furthermore, I wanted to make sure that I fulfilled a promise to my classmate, Yasmin Garcia, to keep it short. So I'm sorry, Yasmin, but we are going to be here for a little while. Before I go too far into my speech, I want to thank those who helped me achieve my goals. Please hang tight because it is a long list. First and foremost, I want to thank Jesus because none of this would be possible without him. My life would be filled with chaos without him. I want to thank my family, especially my mother, Alicia Tracy, and my grandmother, Barbara Smith, for being my role models and encouraging me never to give up. They would do anything to ensure I receive what I need, even if it costs another work shift. I want to thank my mentor, Megan Hartman, for supporting me in my times of stress and always being available when I need her. I want to thank some of my close friends, Jessica, Sabrina, Chelsea, and Alicia, for encouraging and pushing me to be the best version of myself. I want to thank Sister Kiana, Sister Tara, and my leadership, Pastor Garman, and the New Life family, for shaping and molding me spiritually and reminding me daily that everything will work out as it should. Lastly, I want to thank my 12th grade teachers for being there as a support and help when I was dealing with health issues and was out of school for almost 3 months. They took the time to help me catch up on my work and learn the content I missed. This showed me that some teachers genuinely want the best for their students and are not just here for a paycheck. I am beyond grateful for your dedication to my education. There are many more people I'd like to thank, but doing so would take hours, and many of the graduates keep telling me to keep it short so they can leave. Enough about me. It's now time to talk about this incredible class of 2023. We have accomplished so much throughout the years, but we have faced many adversities as well. We started our first year excited about what high school would bring, or at least some of us were. COVID cost us a lot of high school memories, friendships, and beneficial education opportunities. Still, despite all of these hardships, we made the best of it, and from what I can see, we achieved more than expected. We are only minutes away from moving our tassels and walking across the stage for our hard-earned diplomas. So make sure your heels are strapped on tight because I will not help you up. Sabrina can attest to that. When I sat down to write this speech, I was given many topics that I could talk about, but most were feel-good stories that would only make one laugh in the moment, but then forget about before the night ends. Instead, I wanted to discuss topics that would have long-lasting effects: success and failure. Success is not accomplished by accident. It is the result of hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, and tremendous amounts of sacrifice. The goals you set for yourself do not care how you feel. You will never always be motivated, so you must learn to be disciplined in order to achieve them. It's one idea to visualize or dream about your goals, but it's quite another to pick up and actively begin working toward them. I'm constantly learning that you cannot become a better version of yourself by staying where you are. You must continue to build, craft, and shape yourself for success. Nobody around you is your competitor. You do not share the same lifestyle, dreams, goals, brains, or ambitions as anyone else. Concentrate on yourself and do not become distracted by the opposers around you. Yes, assist those who are close to you. Yes, build and encourage one another, but you are all on your own paths. And at some point, you must want it for yourself rather than rely on others for motivation. Class of 2023, stay encouraged. Nobody sets out on a journey expecting to fail, but we do not always succeed because challenges and obstacles are thrown into our path. But that does not mean we are giving up. People grow stronger in difficult situations. Whatever you decide to do next, whether it's furthering your education at a university, attending a trade school for a valuable certification, entering community college, or joining the military, stay focused on your objectives. Even if you encounter obstacles, do not give up. Consistency leads to success. You will succeed and your life will dramatically improve. No problem or challenge is too great that it can stop you from completely achieving your ambitions for life. So I end with this thought. What will drive your goals and future endeavors? Everything for which you strove and worked for will result in a product that echoes your efforts. And keep in mind that we are not here only to achieve academic success. Rather, the number of lives we can touch represents one of our truest accomplishments. So remember Acts 2:38 and Psalms 91. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sims, for your words. We are so proud of you. And now we will hear from Christiana Vickers, who will provide words of encouragement, followed by a selection from the Glade Central Community High School Band entitled Get Ready by the Temptations, arranged by Robert Pace and Jay Jones.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, astound guests, school board members, parents, family members, and proud graduates of the class of 2023. I am Christiana Vickers, Miss Glade Central 2022-2023. I would like to give a special shout out to my family who is making a lot of noise. Thank you for encouraging me along the way to make it all the way up to the podium today. I'm here representing the best class ever, and most importantly, the most recent class with the top 10% filled of wonderful, spectacular, brilliant, and beautiful women. Thank God, no more 1159 essay psychology questions from Mr. I, reading elements from the periodic table in Mrs. D's class at 7 in the morning, and no more Mr. Tamraz telling me how much I love government. But I would surely miss Joy and I making voice memos for baby Cooper, learning about word choices in sociology, talking with my bestie, Mrs. Canty, and my underclassmen babies, Kari, Jalea, Alexia, Yadira, and Giselle. When I was first given the news of writing this speech, I was so excited. My grandfather told me my freshman year that I would be speaking in front of millions of people. Although this may not be millions in the room today, this is a big accomplishment in itself. So I would like to give a special thanks to my grandfather and my grandparents who believed in me and speak over my life. Thank you. The first thing that came to mind when I was told about writing this speech was a song called Encourage Yourself by Donald Lawrence. The song reads, sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to speak victory during the test. And no matter how you feel, speak a word and you will be healed. Speak over yourself, encourage yourself. Today, seniors, I come to you to deliver your last lesson of your high school years. What does encourage really mean? The dictionary defines encouragement as helping someone to feel confident to be able to do something or give advice. We have all been dealing with the verb encourage all our lives. Our parents have encouraged us to do all of our first, encouraging us to take our first steps and our first words, whether it be mama or dada, go to the potty on our own for our very first time, and even be brave enough on our very first day of school. We have all shown the verb of encouragement by encouraging others, as well as our friends to stay positive during tough times, especially during COVID-19. Let's talk some more about the word encourage, maybe in an acronym. E for effort. My dad always talked about delayed gratification. You have to put in the effort to achieve long-term goals instead of trying to achieve your goals that would not make you happy. N for never give up. We have a long life ahead of us with many different trials and tribulations. Life is a mental game. If you step into the day believing that you will fail, then you will reap the consequences. C for courageous and cheerful. To be courageous is not to be deterred by danger or pain, but to be brave. The real world is faced with all the bad monsters under our bed or in our closets that we were scared of as little kids. But put an S across your chest and live every day that there is no kryptonite to stop you. Be your biggest cheerleader. My biggest cheerleader is sitting in the room today. If you haven't heard her already, she's at every event screaming her heart out, just for me. O for outstanding. Graduating is a big accomplishment. Some of you would be the first in your family to graduate, to be a role model to your younger siblings, and see your parents' tears of joy fall down their face as you receive your diploma and your name called as a class of 2023 graduate tonight. U for unique. We are from places that many people cannot recognize on a map. Embrace that. We venture off into the world, you will know all of what the muck is about. R for resilience. Have grit. Ever since I've been going to school in Belgrade, people have always told me that there's something different about those people from Belgrade. They work harder to prove that there's more to the muck than football and poverty. But instead, upcoming social workers, doctors, veterinarians, and teachers. We go the extra mile by putting in the hard work, not only to be an athlete, but a student athlete, excelling in both aspects. A for aspire. As little kids, we all probably wanted to be superheroes, Disney princesses, but now that we have faced reality, our dream jobs have changed. Continue to dream big, just as your childhood self would. Keep the faith. You can achieve anything as long as you put your mind to it. Your families and friends sitting in this room today will be your biggest supporters. G for grand. Do it big. Aim high and reach for the sky. If anyone here attended Belgrade Elementary, you would know that our motto was, we are soaring eagles reaching for the skies. Never limit yourself to what you can and cannot do. In this journey called life, the word can't should no longer linger in your vocabulary. You can do all things through Christ which strengthens you. E for expand. Expand your horizons in thinking. Yes, Belgrade is your home, and you live here, but this is a big world we live in. But remember, whenever you go, the muck is always in your DNA. Class of 2023, we're out.
Thank you, Ms. Vickers, for those words of encouragement, and Glade Central Community High School Band for that dynamic selection. Let's welcome to the podium the valedictorian for the class of 2023, Ms. Sabrina Jacques. Sabrina will be graduating with a ValSal cumulative weighted GPA of 4.88. Sabrina will be attending Florida State University, where she plans to do a major in emergency medicine and agriculture. Please welcome the class of 2023 valedictorian, Ms. Sabrina Jacques.
Good evening, distinguished guests, faculty, family, and friends, and fellow graduates. It is truly an honor for me to be standing here today delivering the valedictorian speech for the historic class of 2023. Classmates, we have finally completed this great chapter of our lives, and we now have the opportunity to embark on our next journey. Today is a bittersweet day. We are torn between the excitement of our future and the joy of the memories we've acquired along the way. Remember, we didn't do this alone. As Denzel Washington once said, at the end of the day, it's not about what you have done or what even you've accomplished. It's about who you've lifted up, who you've made better. It's about what you've given back. Thank you, Ms. O, for helping me write this memorable speech, even though you yelled at me and chased me a couple of times because of it. Every student that walks into your class knows that they have gained a second home. I know Mr. I isn't gonna like this, but Ms. O, you are my absolute favorite teacher. Thank you for always being the teacher that I can count on, share my life story, and joke around with. Please don't tear up. I know you out there in the crowd. Thank you to my family and friends for believing in me and always guiding me in the right direction. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the friends who've helped me stay afloat throughout these 4 years. Thank you, Abienta, Mark, Daquan, Joseph, Janicia, Soshi, and Yalissa. I would also like to thank my beloved boyfriend for being my rock, my #1 supporter, and for pushing me to pursue my dreams. But most importantly, I'd like to thank our Heavenly Father for being the man that He is, the man that can move mountains and has moved throughout each and every one of our lives. To my teachers that have relentlessly poured into me over these years, you taught me more than what you were required to. You taught me life lessons that shaped me into the person that I am today. You can always count on Mr. Tomraz to tell you we have just a little bit of notes, and Ms. Jenkins to tell you to shut your blooming mouth. Mr. Gonzalez and Mr. Castro never fail to sarcastically answer you when you have serious questions. And I think we've all learned to anticipate Mr. I's your mom jokes and be able to defeat him by reminding him that he's a man from Scotland. We've learned to never underestimate Ms. Gordon's ability to quickly assign IXLs if you finish your classwork. And even after all these years, we will never truly be prepared for Ms. Ortega's graded recitations, nor Mr. Rizitsky's source analysis. We will never forget our ability to identify Ms. D by her weird laugh before even seeing her. That's not an alpaca, that's Ms. D laughing, guys. And to Ms. Boyce, you have been a beacon of hope. Students and teachers alike know that they can depend on you for anything. You are the best at what you do, and the world needs more guidance counselors like you. I'm not done. Every graduate here deserves great recognition and praise for their hard work. To my fellow classmates who plan to serve in the armed forces upon graduation, I am grateful for your service and sacrifice. To the students who offered their time by holding officer positions in various clubs across campus, continue to be leaders and always aim to make everyone feel included, just as you have done at Glade Central these past 4 years. As a class, we have been able to overcome several obstacles. Our freshman year was cut short by COVID, and our first normal year was last year. Many of us were left behind on the learning curve as online learning was not such a high-quality environment. We were confined to our houses, we saw the same faces every day, and conducted the same routine: class, eat, sleep, repeat. It was such a draining experience. Upon coming back to school, we were tasked with learning how to be social again, getting back into playing sports, joining clubs, and were charged with rebuilding the student life at Glade Central. We were dealing with a lot mentally and were not prepared for the hoops we would have to jump through just to stay on track with life. High school was a particularly hard landscape to navigate, even for me. I had to constantly function on 4 to 5 hours of sleep, deal with dual enrollment, deal with becoming an FSU presidential scholar, yeah, go Noes, play varsity sports, hold several officer positions in all the clubs across campus, and find time to fill out an overwhelming amount of scholarships. Dealing with my personal life and finding time for academics was brutal, and the lack of emotional support made it 10 times worse. If you went through what I went through, you'd feel desperate to win, and that is why I rise. I believe everyone can agree with me when I say that this year has been one of the most draining years we've experienced throughout our high school career. Parents, I know you felt it too. Every other week, we were asking you for either permission to go somewhere, a lot of money, or both. While high school was difficult, we did gain wonderful memories along the way. Like the one time the BMX bike racers did a flip over Mr. Mays, last week when we chased each other with the water guns in the park, and all of us trying to run back to our buses after grad bash because of the way our feet were hurting, the joy and excitement we experienced because of academic signing day, and Daquan obnoxiously singing Rod Wave songs in Miss O's class, whatever chance he got. And Mr. I playing train songs to Sarah because she looks like the girl from Polar Express. And Chelsea begging Mr. Castro to move past the syllabus to start lessons. I don't know why, but she did it. I'm glad that as a class, we held each other accountable and helped each other grow into responsible young adults. Our class, I want you guys to be able to go out into this world and make something of yourselves. We've come this far, so why stop now? Our class comes from different backgrounds, yet we are all from the muck. And here in the muck, just like the fields of sugarcane and corn, we grow towards the sun. We rise. We are an optimistic group of people, always blossoming and overcoming the storm. There are students that have immigrated from other countries and had to learn a new language and culture, students who have absent parents, whether it be emotionally or physically, and students who mentally could not deal with school on a regular basis. We've all had to overcome various obstacles in order to be here today, and I am glad we made it. There are many stereotypes about the place we call home: ghetto, dirty, poor, crime-filled, to name a few. Still, we rise. Growing up in a rural community that is often overlooked and ostracized, we have shown our resilience by being able to produce 13% students going to the armed forces, 18% first-generation high school graduates, and 70% first-generation college students. This class of 2023 has undoubtedly been one of the most successful and outstanding classes in Glade Central's history. Name another class that had their freshman year, the most important year, cut short, but still managed to come out on top. You can't. It's impossible. My philosophy in life is, if something's for you, then it's for you. Don't waste your time stressing about what could have happened, because if it was meant to happen, it would have happened. Things will not always go your way, and we have to be able to accept that. Don't be afraid to put yourselves out there and experience what life has to offer. Don't ever settle. Remember to remind yourselves that you're better than that. There are going to be people in this lifetime that will try to push you to do things you don't want. Stand firm. Don't let anyone change who you are, and do whatever makes you happy. You don't owe anyone anything. Learn from your mistakes, don't repeat them. Understand that failure is worse than any possible fate, especially when you could have prevented it. Take your failures as an opportunity for growth, and remember to find balance in whatever you do. And whatever you do, don't forget where we come from. Remember that we are from the muck and we rise. Nos elevamos, nous lever. Thank you.
Thank you, Sabrina. I'm looking forward to your bright future. In 2014, Anquan Bolden and his wife, Dion, invested $1 million of their personal money to demonstrate their commitment toward underserved students. Over the last 8 years, a senior has been awarded $10,000 scholarship. Tonight, they will once again present this scholarship to a senior in the class of 2023. Please welcome Raider alum, class of 2000, Ms. Dion Bolden.
Good evening, and congratulations to the class of 2023. I have no doubt that each of you will find a way to succeed, because that's what Raiders do. I'm honored to present Irenze Murphy with the Anquan and Dion Bolden Scholarship.
Thank you, Ms. Bolden and Mr. Bolden, for your continuous support for our students. When preparing wise words to share with you all, my goals are to always ensure that when each of you leave Glade Central, that you understand no one can stop what you want to expect. No one can stop what you have been called to do except you. In other words, I've watched each of you grow, and all of you possess the ability to move and shake the world. But are you going to be the person that just talk about it? Or you're going to be the person that be about it, in Beyonce words? We, us, expect you to make it happen, period. But either way, the choice is yours. Or as my son would say, are you really like that? Or are you just chatting? I want to share a small yet powerful message from the movie King Richard, the father of not only two of the greatest tennis players of all times, but athletes of all times, Venus and Serena Williams. One particular scene, out of fear, Mr. Williams decided not to allow Venus to play in a tennis tournament. Like any other child that was eager to play, Venus was devastated and questioned his reasoning. He then shared a childhood memory of him being beaten, and his only support ran away because of fear. He was afraid that if Venus was to be ridiculed, talked about, judged, he wouldn't be able to protect her, just like no one protected him. But Venus, with passion and fire in her soul, replied, Let's go out there. Let's show those people that I can handle what's coming. I'm not going to let you down. This is the moment we've been working for. You told me to stay focused and don't be afraid. I'm ready, Daddy. Then, at that time, she knew she was ready. She knew her hard work and sacrifice had prepared her for this. She knew the moment, at that moment, she was ready. Just like you are ready. As all of us educators, parents, uncles, aunts, grandparents, and everyone else in between have spent years helping you navigate life, the time has come for you to step out on faith and show the world that you have arrived. The training wheels are off and ain't no driver's ed. No longer are you able to navigate the road, are we able to navigate the road for you, or put our hands on the wheel when you want to go left, or stop the car when you think you're going too fast. It's your world now. While our words of wisdom may be saturated in the grooves of your brain, you are ready to control how you play your game of life. Just like NBA 2K, you are equipped to adjust your capabilities as you see fit through crazy faith and relentless preparation. You can shoot like Steph from the logo, dunk on people like Ja, or have parades in your city. Thought I didn't know that. You are the creator. You are the created player. There will be times when your shot stays on green and you average 50 points a game. There will be times when you need to go back to the lab and recalibrate, get your shot right, your speed on 100, make more adjustments, and play again. Just remember, the purpose of the obstacles is to rock you, to get you off your path. But you got to tell the troubles of life, like Lil Uzi said, this ain't what you want. Addy, addy, addy. I just want to rock. Body, addy, addy. Knowing that life is going to rock you, but you are going to rock to win. In closing, there was another scene in the movie King Richard. I'll never forget. The scene is when the announcer introduced Venus at this tennis tournament. She was 14 years old at the time and taking on the 3-time world champion. He said, "Welcome to the big stage, the 14-year-old phenom from Compton, California, Venus Williams." Now, let me introduce the graduation class of 2023. Welcome to the big stage, the smartest, the brightest students of Glade Central Community High School from Belle Glade and South Bay, Florida. History makers, trendsetters, the beginning and the end. The graduates who rated at this time, graduation rate, at this time around 97%. The brilliant class of 2023. Thank you. Thank you. Announcing our graduates is Ms. Jennifer Hall, literacy coach, and Dr. Hanshay Laguerre, assistant principal.
Sabrina Jock. Janicia Sims. Christiana Vickers. Chelsea Clark. Xavion Gilliard. Janelson Philemon. Frankeli Polanco. Kanaya Interval. Yaretzi Lazaro. Gabriella Lavelle. Irinzi Murphy. Sarah Bienemy. Michela Julno. Joy Carey. Melanie Mayo. Maya Rodriguez. Alex Venegas. Jessica Cervantes. Gaspar Garcia. Silney Rebecca. Lizette Fuentes. Alina Anderson. Pierre Richard Ablard. Jasmine Atkins. Gerline Elaine. Emmeline Ledesma. Adolfo Alcantar. Jean Electus. Lensky Electus. Adnan Atif Ali. Jose Alonso. Jasmine Anderson. Martisha Anderson. Jakendi Analus. Nicholas Avant. Denari Bailey. Nathaniel Berald. Eloy Barrientos. Amarian Bartolo. Janet Carreno. Rolando Carrillo. Yadira Carizales. Annie Hillis. Sabrina Belance. Aaliyah Belance. Arquise Billings. Shamaya Blacknall. Nejeli Blanc. Tanaya Bostic. Tara Bradford. Joseph Brown Jr. Jothea Brown. Kiara Bryant. Brandon Bryant. Omarion Bryant. Sierra Burks. Shamaya Bush. Marie Cadet. Jamal Cadet. Maritza Calderon. Samir Cano. Roberto Cardenas. Bianca Cassius. Ashley Cervantes. Eric Chaparro. Gerlinda Charlesant. Omarion Chasteen. Tatiana Cousin. Tony Crawford. Robert Cross Jr. Markia Curry. Tavalis Curry. Giovanni Davia. Caitlin De La Cruz. Mari de Montagnac. Jabaya Dent. Michael Diaz. I'm sorry? We can anytime you want. Beandria Hodges. Malkiria Holland. Daquan Hawley. Jada Howard. Takaya Howard. Jasmine Meredith. Janaya Miller.
Yaxel Miranda. Angel Montalvo. Victor Montalvo. Alicia Douglas. Jasmine Esparza Flores. Carmelson Ferdinand. Madison Freeman. Nayeli Fuentes. Eric Games. Angel Garcia. Carmen Garcia. Yasmin Garcia. Janila Gibbons. Markevius Gibson. Ashley Gonzalez. O'Neill Gonzalez. Dustin Hart. Mednerlino Hippolyte. Aaliyah Ibarra. Kyler Ingrams. DeJenny Isaac. Jamal Jackson. Nikaria Jackson. Jeffnica Jacques. Ibienta Jean-Baptiste. Jeremiah Jean-Jacques. Maurice Jesse. Jayla Johnson. Timothy Johnson. Willie Johnson. Yasmin Johnson. Emily Morales. Jihad Monroe. Jacqueline Navarrete. Ayani Nixon. Andres Ortega. Kendasia Sistrunk. Magdalena Soria. Diamond Squire. Romero Stevens. Delaniani Suarez Frometa. Felice Thomas. Jemiah Thompson. Olivia Johnson. Paris Johnson. Shania Johnson. Norvaline Joseph. Omari Kimbrough. Rodney King. Jakaya Kitchen. Tatiana Lester. Abel Lopez. Robert Lucas. Kevin McKenzie. Marquevian Paul Emile. Eric Perez. Benita Petitom. José Petitom. Jassandra Posey. Mariana Ramirez. John Rango. Juana Renteria. And Tasia Tarver. Isaiah Terry. Ferguson Telemac. Cormaya Roy. Tatiana Thornton. Gerline Val. Eve Marie Val. Ketlanda Vincent. Hanya Velasquez. Christopher Young. Emmanuel Ortega. Jalen Straker. Trinique Roy. Thernadrick Young. Eric Villafuerte. Miriam Zeleda. Jisabel Rodriguez. Umario Rivera. Marianne Vasti. Francisco Labrado Morales. Anay Pacheco. Samuel Ruiz. Johnny Romp. Jose Salmaran. Angel Sanchez. Anaya Sanchez. Jose Sanchez Alvarez. Josiah Santana. Arturo Sifu. Adrian Silva Jr. Elisnel Joseph. Woji Flezino. Leonard Warren. Pedro Wallace. Byron Wallace. Oriana Washington. Jamiria Washington. Lenoria White. Keontae Wilcher. Lyndon Watson. Ronnie Wilkerson. Renaya Williams. Mariana Williams. Kaninsky Workman. Edwin Willingham. Johnny Willis. Brianna Williams. Amani Simmons. Alexis Mejia. And I now present the class of 2023.
Class of 2023 and audience,
please stand as we sing the alma mater. The alma mater is located in the back of your program. Stand and let your voices ring, and let your banners fly. Praises we will ever sing to you, Glade Central High. May we always honor thee in everything we do, as ever in our memories we pledge our love to you. Graduates, please remain standing, and audience, please be seated. Mr. Burke, the graduates before you have met the requirements by the state of Florida and the school district of Palm Beach County. Graduates, you may move your tassels from right to left. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you 2023 graduates of the Glade Central Community High School. Teachers, please stand. Parents, please stand and remain at your seats as we graduates exit the building. Parents, please stay at your seats as the graduate and platform guests exit.